Hello, this is Mr. Moeller for lesson 5-7, point slope form. So this is kind of going along with 5-6, except not as much graphing. So we are plugging numbers into this formula. Really no math involved, we just have to remember what all of these mean. So our formula for today, it's called the point slope formula, is y minus y1 equals m, and then parentheses x minus x1. I'm going to tell you right now, y and x are always going to stay as y and x. The three things we're going to replace are y1, m, and x1. And if we remember from our slope-intercept formula, m is our slope. Okay, so then we're replacing m with our x's, or with our slope, and then y1 with our y, and x1 with our x. Okay, so here's pretty much our steps for writing in point slope form. Plug in our slope for m, plug in one of the ordered pairs for x1 and y1, and then make sure we're careful with negatives, because you'll notice this is a minus sign on both of these, minus y1, minus x1. So if it's already a negative y or negative x, we remember from chapter 1 that two negatives are going to equal a positive. Alright, so let's show some examples here. So our slope is 1/6, and then our 2 points are 5 and 1. Remember, this is alphabetical order, so x is 5, y is 1. So I'm just going to plug it into this formula here. Okay, so my y for this problem is 1, so I have y minus 1 equals, my slope is 1/6, and then my x is 5, so x minus 5. So remember that y and x are staying the same. We're replacing that y1 and that x1. Okay, here's another one. So m is 4, or our slope is negative 4, our x is 0, and our y is 3. So instead of saying y minus y1, we're going to say y minus 3 equals our slope, which is negative 4, and then x minus 0. 0 is our x. And here's one with some negatives that might look a little different. So our slope is 1 here. Our x value is negative 1, our y value is negative 4. So instead of doing y minus y1, I'm going to do y minus a negative 4. So that's why you see x plus, or y plus 4 down here, because of this minus minus. Our slope is 1, so we're going to put a 1 there. And then our x is negative 1, so x minus a negative 1. Again, you see that minus minus, so it's going to be a plus. So this would be our final answer. Alright, so like I said before, pretty much more of a vocab, plugging in lesson, not a whole lot of math that we're actually going to be doing today. So let's try this one. So I know I'm going to start with y minus, and our y for this problem is 5, equals our slope, which is 3, and then x minus, and our x for this problem is 2. Alright, same thing over here. So y minus our y, which is a negative 4, so I have that minus a negative, which I'm then just going to erase and turn into a plus, equals our slope, which is negative 2, and then x minus 1/2, I'll just write 0.5. Okay, so just writing all those in. Here's another one that we're going to do. So again, y minus 4, since that's our y, equals, it says right here our slope is 3, and then x minus x, or negative 1, so it's going to be positive 1 there. Alright, so that's pretty much a majority of the work. The only way that this is going to get harder is when they don't give us the slope. Okay, so like this problem here, they don't give us the slope, they just give us 2 points. But we should remember from section 3, we can find the slope. So remember y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And we're going to find the slope. So our y's here, 1 minus a negative 3, and then 4 minus 2. Okay, and I know 1 minus a negative 3 is going to equal 4. Minus minus turns into a plus, so 1 plus 3. And 4 minus 2 is 2. And I can simplify 4 over 2 as 2. So now I know my slope is 2. Okay, And now, same thing as these problems before. No difference. Now we have a slope, and now this time we have 2 points. And it does not matter which one you select. You can write them either way. So let's write it first with this one right here. Okay. So you can have 2 correct answers here. So I can do y minus a negative 3, which is going to turn into y plus 3, equals our slope of 2, and then x minus 2. Or you can use that other point, does not matter which one, y minus 1 equals 2, and then x minus 4. And I'll show you why that they're going to be the same, because it's really going to end up being the same line. Okay, so if I end up multiplying these out, I end up getting 2 times x, 2 times negative 2, so I end up with y plus 3 equals 2x minus 4. And then I'm going to end up subtracting 3 from both sides since it says plus 3. So I end up with y equals 2x minus 7. Okay, versus this problem over here, 2 times x, 2 times negative 4, I end up with y minus 1 equals 2x minus 8. Now I need to get rid of this minus 1 over here, so I'm going to add 1. So add 1 to negative 8. Negative 8 plus 1 is negative 7. This is why it does not matter which point you pick, because no matter what, when you solve for y, you will end up with the same thing.